8 o'clock in the morning. It's post-festival morning. The whole district has a hangover, I think. It'll be very, very quiet out there today. I should just play my tape-recorded comments. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. On Sanji Matsuri, of course, it went down for the pandemic. It was off for 3 years, I can't remember. Then it came back sort of like a festival. But it's back with a bang. It was insanely crowded, and it was a different crowd. A normal weekend in Asakusa, it's Japanese people, it's tourists, it's whatever. There's a mix of a certain type of people. The type of people we saw over the weekend is completely different. There's people that have come from all over the country to see the festival, to take part in the festival. And there's kind of a different crowd. It's kind of a pretty rough crowd that was out there for the weekend. And, maybe that's more like the real Asakusa than the one that Dave knows. Dave knows the modern Asakusa, which is a pretty sanitized, cleaned up environment. But it was pretty rough in the old days, I think, you know. And we got a glimpse of that over the weekend. Okay, we are on the share certificates. I don't remember what I had told you, what I had planned, what I was doing. I'm supposed to be doing Space AMA, my main work, and I was supposed to get the batch of 100 finished on May the 21st. That's 2 days from now. I haven't started. I've got paper cut, paper is wet, paper is in the freezer right now. Why haven't I been doing this the past few days? Because it requires more concentration than I've been able to bring to the work. The stream on Saturday morning, you saw me do, what did I do? The key block for this thing? I can't remember what I was doing. I don't know. Yeah, I did the key block on Saturday morning. And then I had to decide what to do. Saturday and Sunday, I knew were going to be crazy, crazy busy in the shop, and they were. They were two of the busiest days we've ever had in terms of fans, visitors, and revenue as well. But I thought what I would try and do is this. I took my printing stuff downstairs. I took the block and the paper, folded it smaller package so that it would fit on my carving bench, took the baron and stuff, and I made a little printing setup on my carving bench downstairs. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. The angles are all wrong and the space is different and whatever. But for this job, which is a pretty fairly simple job on the face of it, and I sat there printing and chatting and printing and chatting, and I got pretty much all the way through it. And I could have finished it last night. After the shop was closed, I crashed for a while and sat there thinking I could finish this. But then if I did that, I wouldn't have any content for the stream. So what I did was I went through color by color by color by color by color, and there are two left. There are the black portal and the gradation. And I would have liked to have leave it so there was just one left and I could have finished it off here on the stream. But the last one is the black. The gradation is still to come and the black is still to come. And if I did the black first, a rich black, and then did the gradation would smear the black. The black really should come at the very end. When I did it as a sample for you the other day, I did the gradation last, and it did smear the black. I don't know if you noticed it, we didn't look at it very carefully. But the black did get smeared at the edge because it was still wet and sticky when we put the blue gradation on. So the point being, the last two here, the gradation has to come first, and then the black. So last night I was thinking, I'll do the gradation last night and save the black for the stream, but it's honestly not so interesting. I think the stream would much more like to see me do a gradation than the black. So I thought, it's okay, just go to bed, Dave. Leave the gradation for tomorrow morning. We're going to do that right now. The next hour we're going to be doing the blue gradation. I think that's more valuable for people to watch. And then for the rest of the morning I will do the black and wrap it up and dry it, and this will be done. Today I'll be in the shop for the rest of the day, and tomorrow, Tuesday, we're closed. I have an appointment, which I'm going to chat with you about a bit later in the stream today. And then also Tuesday, I will do the key block printing of Space Amma. And that will then get me back up and running on a normal schedule. Thursday's stream, if I live that long, will be color printing here on Space Amma. That's the setup. So this morning, let's do some little gradations on this blue. And my voice, I know I'm hoarse. I am kind of tired. The last few days has been a thing. I couldn't do a kilometer in the pool this morning. I got about halfway. I was counting. I got about 20 laps, and the woman came up behind me. I hadn't been tracking her very carefully. She didn't tap my feet. I heard her there, so I got out of the way, and she aced me today. Just zoom, zoom, zoom. So I cut and run. I did 700. What did I do? I went 30 laps. So I did 750 meters, 3/4. So I bailed early today. I'm sorry. I didn't do my kilometer. It's the beginning of the end. Paste, paste, paste. The paste as we get it from the bottle is a bit too thick. Get a bit of water. Also, something else about the microphones. At the moment, I don't have a mic on my body. Because I'm printing, we've gone back to the stereo mics. There's a mic over here at the left, and a mic over here at the right. And the mics are down because I'm going to spend most of my time today with my head down looking at the block. This is the way I did it on Saturday. But when Sadako arrived at the shop on Saturday to chat, she told me, Dave, you've got something going wrong. The mics work fine while you're printing, but then when I switched to show and tell mode, I put stuff on the desk, I put packages on the desk, and it covered the microphones, and it spoiled it. So if you remind me, we have a show and tell today, remind me at that point to move the microphones. Someone says reversed. It's up to you. Should I switch them around, the two mics? You tell me what to do. What's the consensus? Here again, this is on my left over here. And then on my right is this one. Someone says it's fine, left is left. I will leave it alone then, okay. Oh, I didn't get my pigment. One sec. Got to get my pigment from the freezer. I had some swimsuit stuff. I haven't had time to hang it up yet. We keep the pigment. We've got pigment in many forms. We've got it in dry powder over there. We've got it in cups with water mixed. And some of our pigment, to make it easier for us to use, we keep pre-mixed. There's too much to explain right now. We get the dry pigment, mix it with water and alcohol, grind it on a board, and then the resulting paste, we put it into these little tiny soy sauce packages. It looks like a package of soy sauce. I should leave this on the table in a restaurant somewhere. I won't do that, but whatever. So, and this is actually blue pigment. This is BI. And it's in the freezer. And it doesn't freeze because it's a mix. It's half and half. It's powdered pigment mixed with water and alcohol. And it doesn't actually freeze. And it's a way for us to keep pigment so we can just get a quick blob of it without having to go back and mix powder. Ooh, there it is, nice and strong. And I'll put this back in the freezer. It's just a drop that came out. Let's get all the gear ready. Now, before we talked about this on Saturday, gradations, here we are. Brush has a dot on both sides to signify this is the pigment side and this is the paste side. somebody got a little plastic fish with a red nose. You're laughing, but there are also some of those in there. We bought from the Kapabashi, whatever, a bag full of soy sauce, soy sauce containers. I'm not making it up. Okay, we have 60 sheets in there. How many are we going to get done? Okay, tests. We have our damp rag, which you can see it's got blue on the back where we used it already the other day. We have our pigment. Bit of paste. Let's roll. I lost my brush. Here it is. Let's just do this. Who needs a test? Let's just do this. Live dangerously. Boom. Beautiful. Only 59 more. Here's the before. Just the blue on the water. So I was asking about the paste. Somebody said traditionally it's rice paste. Today we're using, I got to keep going because I don't want the block to dry out. We're using wallpaper paste. It says shoji nori. The nori, the paste that people use for sticking up paper screens. It's a commercial paste. That's too dry. The reason, excuse me, one reason we use it instead of actual rice paste is honestly the convenience. It doesn't go stale. If we really made rice paste every morning, it would just go stale. It goes moldy. This stuff works just as well, and I think it's less likely to go moldy over time inside the paper. So did you hear birds outside? I don't know. There's a microphone on the camera outside. Are there birds? Yeah, of course, Michelle. I think I'll flip these heads and tails because we're putting a fair amount of water on this thing. Yeah, the gradient, somebody says, makes it pop. So the guys who first invented these gradients, they must have been, oh my God, look at this, look what we can do. The earliest ukiyo-e has none of that. Nobody had figured out how to do it. And at some point, somebody must have come along. Let's try this. I don't know myself the absolute earliest example of gradients in woodblock prints. I think it will be from the 1780s, maybe 1790s. I'm not really sure. I'm not the historian type of person. In the Harunobu era and stuff, it was nearly all flat colors completely. Someone's saying, how do they make sure the gradation is consistent? How do I make sure it's consistent? I should be concentrating, looking at each one. If I see it starting to come up, I know that I'm moving the brush too far or I've got too much in the brush. And it's very possible along the way here this morning that I may say, excuse me a minute, and I'm going to go wash the brush because perhaps the pigment has started to climb too high in the brush. It's up to me. Consistency comes from right what I'm doing right now, looking at it, feeling it, looking at the result each time. There's nothing automatic about it. I think we're being reasonably consistent here. Okay, what else is going to be happening today? I do have a couple of prints in the back here for the show and tell corner, things that came in over the past few days that are going to be mildly interesting. Your socks are safe. There's no dramatic sock things. I've also got a small video clip from the festival. The festival carts and stuff I did on Friday night. I did a quote-unquote guerrilla stream as some of the festival carts went by, and I had planned to do the same thing on Saturday maybe and on Sunday maybe. But on Saturday the action is not planned and consistent. Well, it was. They came and stopped for the beer just after 12 o'clock, but in no way could I stand there and run a camera because we were serving beer. I was out there actually in the pouring rain. I got totally, absolutely soaked as part of the business association group here, serving beer to the people who carried the festival carts. And that maybe might have been cool to stream, but I couldn't do it. I was sitting, I was busy setting up, pouring beer, setting up stands, and getting wet. And then for the rest of the day, now and then a festival cart would come by, and then nothing for an hour, and then another one would come by, and nothing for an hour. So there wasn't anything I could specifically stream. But then on Sunday we have the planned handover. We've talked about this before, and I would have showed you a video last year, and I do have video today. The main festival carts that come out from Asakusa Shrine, there's 3 of them. They're called Ichinomiya, Ninomiya, and Sannomiya. And this year we got Ichinomiya. It came to our district. And the people who are part of the association living here, not the merchants, people like me, but the people living here, they get to carry this. And it's a really, 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 really big deal for them. And the handover was planned to be at 10:40 this morning at the corner right beside our shop here. That shrine doesn't come down this street in front of us. It comes to the corner nearby where Hoppidori and Demboindori meet. And the previous block association lets go of the shrine, and our block association pick up the shrine for their 20, 30-minute turn of carrying this. And it's a huge, huge, huge honor for these people, especially the people who are really more into the Shinto stuff, the ones who believe these as gods being carried around the neighborhood. This is one of the big highlights of their year. I mean, I'm not quite sure how to describe it. It's like popes. The Catholics get to meet the Pope. These guys get to carry the god around the neighborhood for a few minutes. It's a really big deal. But the problem has come, of course, is in recent years, the festival has been co-opted by some undesirable elements of society. And I saw this here earlier in the stream. You were already talking about this, Yakuza groups and things like this. And over the past few years, and Dave here only knows the bare surface elements of this story. I don't know the deep ins and outs of this story, but there's not enough people left in the community who want to do this to support a festival like the Sanja Matsuri. So people to cooperate with this are imported from all over Japan. And it's pretty rough elements of society that are here to do this, because this is the kind of thing that attracts them. And what I'm getting up to is this. At the handover time here at 10:40 yesterday, what's supposed to happen is the previous block association's people finish their stint, put the shrine down, have their claps and go away. Our group then comes in, picks it up and takes over. What has become necessary in recent years is the police have had to become involved. And I've got video. We'll show this in a few minutes. Let me get to the story here. What happens is the previous association brings it into the corner, reluctantly lets go, and then the police form a ring of police officers around the shrine. They're all in their blue shirts and their reflective vests. And then the new group coming in, our group, stands on the shrine. They do their obeisance to the god. They say, thank you, thank you, thank you. They get ready to come in. They've all got their new jackets. There's a special happy coat prepared every year to identify who they are, because the police and other people don't know who are the local people who are ready to carry the shrine now. So they prepared in advance a specific design this year for a happy coat, quite a bright color. What happens then is when the police line opens and says, in you go, not only the local people come in, but a lot of other people come in and try and get in there as well. And there are elbows. I mean, I think I said the same thing last year. Once the shrine has finally disappeared, there's probably teeth and stuff left on the floor behind it. I don't know. The handover is rough. And the enthusiasm with carrying this shrine, my God. They then try and get going with this thing, and it wants to go, and it doesn't go, and it goes left, and it goes right. I kept well out of it. I can't get anywhere near that stuff. But anyway, we have a video. It's maybe a 10-minute, 15-minute video, which I took from the balcony here of the handover. And not a lot of stuff happens. It's not going to be an adventure video where we watch parades of shrines. First, we'll see a bunch of people milling around. Then from the right-hand side, we'll see the shrine come in. Let me finish this group. I got 1, 2, 3 more, and then we'll look at that video. I want to learn more about this, the backstory, but the local people here, they don't chat with me about this. They were on the weekend here. I had a chance, actually, when it was pouring rain on Saturday, after we had finished serving the beer. I was absolutely drenched, just like I had been in the shower. I was standing there outside my shop, and a few of the guys who had been carrying the shrine were standing at the front of our shops, sheltering from the rain. You know, we have a little bit of an overhang, so you can stand there. So these 3 or 4 guys, they're finishing off their beer. They had been carrying the shrine back and forth. These are kind of rough-looking guys, whatever. So I'm saying, show what we're doing. Okay, just a minute. Too many conversations going on at the same time. Hi. One sec. Just one second. Tell me how many things I'm going to do at once here. 1 second. Pigma going on the block. This is the before. And pay attention to the water. We have a smooth blue water. We're now going to use the same block that I used to print that water. And we're going to pop it up. We have now put a gradation at the bottom here. Anyway, back to that little, I'm standing there in the rain. These guys are just finishing off their beer. One guy finished it off. I took his cup, whatever. Okay, thanks. And then to sort of open a little bit of conversation, I asked him a couple of questions about the shrine itself. Rain was pouring at that moment, and the shrine was outside sitting in the rain. And I asked him, wow, is this rain good for this thing? He said, okay. And they're all unanimous. No, it's going to be terrible. Whatever, the wood will split, blah, 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 blah. So they started chatting with me a little bit about this. So then I asked them, after it goes back to the garage, and they said, yeah. And one of them guys said, yeah, the local people will fix it up and clean it up and polish it down. And he said that. He said, the local people will do this. And I said, yeah, and he said, yeah, eat it. And he waved his hand like this. So he wasn't local at all. He's carrying our local shrine here. And he's one of the people that's come in and visited to come and join us. So I really wish I'd been able to, chat more with these guys and what's going on? Where are you from? Why are you here? Are you evil people? Whatever. Okay, there's the first 15. We have 60 sheets in 4 groups of 15. That's the first 4. But let's key up this video. Let's get rid of my mug. Boom. Let's temporarily put off the outside. 1 second here. I should be able to find it easily. Okay, do we have audio from the video or not? You can see police officers everywhere. They're in blue shirts with dark blue jerseys, and some of them have reflective tape. These are the shrine attendants coming in first. They precede the omikoshi. And this is all handheld. I'm sorry, it's handheld, and I'm hanging off my balcony at the same time. Well, here we are. This is the shrine paper being carried. This is coming from Asakusa, Tokyo. It's a replay of yesterday afternoon around noon. This is the Ichinomiya Shrine being paraded around the district on Sunday festival day. And just hang on. It'll come in from the right-hand side. This is a handover. Some commenter here says, nobody's holding up their phone to record. You wait. You just wait till the shrine gets here. The restaurant there, they've got people up on the second floor. They've got a grand seat for this. They can already see the shrine. The guy on the left with the paper is pulling the shrine towards him. He's the guide, the one that tells it where to go. And these are from the group that are going to release the shrine now. This is the previous association. And here we come. Here it comes. This is a Shinto shrine, nothing to do with Buddhism at all. Somewhere under there, people are frantically trying to put a wooden stand in place so that the dudes can put this shrine down. Under everybody's feet, there's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people trying to put a stand in place. That's just about the place. Yep. He's saying, okay, put it down, put it down. There he goes. Okay, time to drop it, boys. Whoops. Gods have other ideas. Someone says, is much drinking involved? You have to ask that question? Okay, here we go. These guys are finally now letting go. Down she goes, onto the stand. Their goodbye speech here now. There's a ceremonial clapping which will now happen to officially finish it off. Done. They're now finished and released from duty. And our people, our neighborhood group is waiting off to the left. And the official paper there, the shrine paper and the beaters, they will be handed off. Here's the police officers now starting to form their ring. The guys with the straw boaters are shrine officials, and you just saw them then, they handed off. The guys in the disappearing group and the guys in the incoming group. There's a bit of a pause here to let normal people walk by The police have opened the ring, and people who are trying to get by on the street are now just coming through. This thing was blocking the whole street corner. The police officers are getting ready at the front. So you can see the yellow reflective tape. Some tourist dude getting up close with his camera there. Okay, our people are now coming in from the left with the headbands. We'll zoom out a minute, we can see them. They're sitting for a picture first. These are local people who live here. They're sitting for a ceremonial picture in front of the shrine. I'm hanging over the edge of the balcony here, sweating. I'm not going to drop the camera or drop myself. I know some of these guys. I don't know them all. Our district is a pretty big district, you know. I only know 2 or 3 of these people. Our district, the one called Roku, is actually the largest of the districts in the Asakusa area. Called Koen, the district is called Asakusa Koen. Okay, here we go. Here's the timekeeper with his wooden boards, getting ready. Another man will take that staff with the folded white shrine paper. At the moment it's leaning on the shrine. There will be a very, very, very short speech. And it's the purple, the bright purple coats you will see in a minute. There they are. They're handing over I forget the name for this, the folded paper. I can't remember. It's heavy. It's a big, 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 heavy thing. The police have now ringed this thing. Here we go, pushing back, out of the way, out of the way. This also too, this was running yesterday 40 minutes late. Look at this, there's the police presence. They have ringed this thing now to keep that shrine empty. And the idea is when these guys have finished their words of welcome, only the local group should be allowed to come in to carry the shrine. It won't actually work like that. You'll see in a minute. Again, this is a very, very big deal to these people. This is a huge, huge honor, the highlight of their year. It's now begun. He says slowly. Don't run, don't rush, slowly. The ones who were assigned the purple coats this morning are the official people allowed in, along with other people who have managed to snatch a purple coat who shouldn't be there. And here we go. Get in, get out. Oops. Go! Someone's asking whether the police presence is really necessary. There have been fatalities in these. I'm sorry, it's pretty serious. I only know the really surface of what happens here. People get killed here. People get killed. I'm sorry. There's fighting at the front there. You can see other people trying to get in and horn in, and the local people trying to push them off. It's going to go on like that for the half hour. The fatality, it was a year or 2 years before we came here, and it was less controlled than it is now. There hadn't been much of a police presence. The local people had been left on their own devices to fight off the interlopers. And what had happened was a gangster group came in, a bunch of Yaksa guys, and they jumped up onto the shrine itself. The local people were carrying it. Gangster dudes jumped up and rode the shrine, waving fans in the air, stripping off their clothes to show their tattoos. Look how manly I am to ride this shrine. A couple of them jumped up there. One of the supporting beams broke, and a young boy carrying the shrine, he died right there. Cut an artery or something, and he died. And that was the end of the free-for-all time. There they go. They're going to go off to the left now at the beginning of a half-hour tour for our local group. Look, here's these guys changing in and changing out of purple. So these are people who shouldn't be there. They got in one of these purple clothes, taken a turn, come out, give it to their friend, and jump back in. My camera caught police evidence there, whatever. And again, I only know the surface of this. What other stories are going on underneath, I have no idea. It's not getting very far, is it? That's right. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry, it wasn't a bit of a more professional approach there, but as I said, I was hanging over the balcony, Can I keep this thing going? Can I hold on to it long enough? Whatever. So I'm sorry, it would be really cool if we were closer. If the Mokuhankan shop was that restaurant at the corner looking down on this, I'd have 6 employees with 6 cameras. We'd be trying to learn what's going on. My block has totally dried out. I should have kept it moist while this was going on. But festival's all over now, nothing but the cleanup. The crews will be polishing and drying. That shrine you saw yesterday, it didn't rain yesterday, but on Saturday it poured buckets. And our local shrine got totally, absolutely drenched, along with all of us who were taking care of it at that time. So Someone says we need a drone. They're not permitted in this area at all. You'll never see drones flying around areas in central Tokyo. That's been shut down long ago. Every now and then a tourist will talk about this. Can I get a drone shot of Asakusa Temple? And good luck. The police will be all over you in 15 minutes. I guess there are some people that come in the evening quietly. They sit in a park and fly the drone over and stuff like this. But it is very, very, very much forbidden here. Yeah, Dave has been, I'm a non-joiner, you know. I've been in the district here now for 12 years. And if I was the kind of person who really joined, drank sake with the boys, and took part in these celebrations, then I would know a lot more about the inside part of this. But I'm really not a joiner, you know. I'm an outsider here, so. So again, I'd like to know more about what's going on. All I know is what I've seen and read in news reports, you know. Nobody here will really tell me much. But there you have it. Okay, what's happening? We've done the first 15. The next 15 sheets are ready to go. How's our time? 8:47. We're halfway through our stream. Actually, it's funny. When I was taking that video yesterday, the sun was shining. I could barely see in the display screen. To see the screen, I need my glasses. To see the real life, I don't need glasses. And I was struggling trying to take my glasses on, put them off. The screen was bright in the sunshine. I really could see what I was catching. And seeing that video now, it turned out okay. I'm actually quite surprised. I hear footsteps. I hear kero kero beep slippers. So this must be Ayumi-san. She's coming in today to work on the Kamakura print. And I did remember to take her paper out of the freezer. She's never quite sure if I'm going to remember. Ayumi-san, ohayou gozaimasu. Also today, Ishikawa-san's coming. I don't know what time she's coming. She will be printing behind me here. Ayumi-sanの風邪どうですか？治りました？
ちょっとずつ良くなってます。
あ、そう。僕はこれから。
ひどくなってきた。
そう。
結構みんないろんなところで咳してるから。
This cough is going around. She had it last week badly, her and her family, and I think it's come to me now. I think the cough is approaching David. We all take our turns having it's like one cough. Nobody can have it at the same time. She had it, passed it to somebody else. Now it's been passed to me. I'm accepted here, and I said part of it. I've been here a long time now. I speak a language I get in, and one of the reasons why Dave is not really an in person here in this group, it's my own character. I don't hang out with those people. I don't drink with them, so it's my character to, even back in Canada, whatever. I'm not a big social joiner and stuff. So if I tell you I don't know too much about the deep workings of the festival here, it's not because I'm a foreigner and they're hiding stuff from me. It's just that I'm not part of the in group here, that's all. If I were more of a joiner and a drinker, I would learn much more about these things. The printing here is going well. It's smooth. It's an easy block. It seems reasonably consistent. In my earlier days, after printing 15 or 20 copies like this, I would be running to wash the brush because I would have found that the gradation was climbing too high. But it seems that even with the distractions, I'm keeping it in place properly. We're staying stable here. Could I do it before, after? Yes, no problem. Just water, bare, straight blue. It's the same block. We printed this block first with a flat blue color yesterday. I. And now we're putting, you saw, I rubbed pigment only at the bottom part of the block. Bottom meaning bottom of the picture. And that gives us a gradation. Someone says not everybody can be so precise. I'm not doing anything magical, This may look like rocket science, but it's not. There are registration marks on this wood. Hmm. ちょっと席残ってますね。
でももう終わりかけて。
僕から映すかな? Here we are, in the one corner, registration mark. Well, you can't see it on the camera now. Here and here. Matsuri は楽しかったよ。
雨。
でも雨ちょっとだけ土曜日。
そうですね、土曜日。昨日はね。
人多かった。お店にも人多かったよ。Crazy.
昨日でも暑かったから大変そう。でも祭り。
Over the weekend, there was another interesting experience, or a group of experience. It turns out that the Me Lab organization over in Echizen these days, the Me Lab place where people come to Japan and learn about woodblock printmaking. I hadn't known about it, but there was a 5-week session had just finished this last week. And 2 of the people who were in that Me Lab session came through the shop on the weekend. A lady from Canada and another lady from Argentina. And then also into the shop came 2 of the people who organized the Me Lab setup. So we had a bunch of interesting conversations over the weekend. And another lady came in from Korea, a young woman who has been making woodblock prints on her own. She's been watching our videos and streams and stuff and learning about this. And the reason I bring this up is because they showed me, both the ladies from Me Lab and the young girl actually from Korea, they showed me some of their prints, and some of this stuff was, wow, this is interesting. These people are getting good at this, and also they have interesting designs. So I pitched these 3 people. I showed them our guest corner in our shop. You know, the place Karen here in our one of our mods has prints in the guest corner of our shop. And these other ladies look like they should have some prints there too. So I pitched them on the idea of maybe sending me over some prints if they can make some consistent print batches at a reasonable price. Would you want some of your prints in our shop? And they were all like, so I was like, let's do this, let's do this. So nothing's going to change right now, but it could be that among those people who are coming through to places like Me Lab and whatever, there's going to be some good candidates for having woodblock prints into our shop. You know, I don't think Karen's worried about the competition. There's room for everybody. No, none of these people at all are interested in becoming printers, of course. Dave's other problem is that I would need people who are willing to sit here and do what I'm doing now, do printing. These people are not. These people want to make their own, they want to do their own work, like Karen does here. The finished print, once we're done, where's the sample I've got? The finished version will look something like this. The red circle will be covered with black, and it will become a portal to another galaxy. The finished print will look like this. So we're making our share certificates. This is not a legal certificate of ownership in our business. It is a gift for some of our friends. Okay, that's 30 sheets done. We're now halfway. We, I keep saying we. There's no we here. There ain't no we. We are not amused. Can I ask about the shop towel here, the blue towel? We're not wiping off with this, we're wiping on. After we've printed, just now, I just printed just now, that block is now, quote, dry. There's nothing left on it. There's pigment. There's no pigment. If I put a new sheet of paper on here now and tried to print, we're not going to print anything. Well, a little bit of stuff left in the wood, but not much. We can't make another impression. What we're doing with the shop towel here is moistening the block. And now a bit of pigment, paste goes on, and a bit of pigment. And now this brush blends the pigment into the moisture. The moisture from the shop towel and the pigment are now feathering together, one from the top, one from the bottom. And if I've done it just right, that moisture, which was just empty with no color in it, has feathered into the deep color, and we should now have a nicely feathered together gradation. Too much water and it's blotchy, not enough water, it doesn't feather properly. A bit too much water, I think. Oops, what have I done? Ami-san, 外のキャメラがなくなった。Okay, okay, okay, okay. Ami-san says she didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. コンセプト OK でしょ？そのまま。はい、何もしてない。電源オン。はい、そのまま。はい。No, idiot. I'm playing with the wrong camera. Nanda, what am I talking about? It's the wrong camera. I'm playing with the core cables for the wrong camera. This one. Oh, it died. The battery died. Okay, let me plug it in. Hang on. It was plugged in, but the cable wasn't plugged in. I remember now. I unplugged it to take it outside to do the Matsuri. What an idiot I am. Okay, hang on. Jump. I'm so smart until I'm not so smart. So, okay, somebody had it. When I was showing the video, it was showing the last 30% of battery, was it? All right, sorry about that. And when it went down, I tried playing with the wrong camera. Hontoni, I'm so smart until I'm not. Which is a lot more often these days. Whatever. Where were we before I was so rudely interrupted? My apologies. Now the block's dry and it's too wet. Important part here, the blue, this is the bottom of the blue. Because we wipe it in the same place. If I flipped this over or something or moved it around, that blue stain would get in the wrong place. So this towel must stay in the same place on the tile. It must run on the same place on the block. Everything must stay exactly the same. If you get inconsistent, boom, you're out of trouble. You're in trouble. Okay, let's get back. Another possible problem with these gradations, and again I speak from experience, bitter experience, is picking up the brush and going bang, and you've got the brush the wrong way round. Remember I told you there's a black spot which tells me that's the side for the pigment. But if I'm not careful when I put it down, this is a case of been there, done that, as with all of us, and I'm sure Karen probably will report the same thing. She's probably done that. At some point, statistics get to you, even if you're careful. At some point, it's sort of, I can't say your luck runs out. That's not right, because this is skill. But at some point, just bare statistics gets to you. Even Homer nods. John, perhaps you're the only one who didn't get the reference. I don't know. John's friendly complaining here because of the mixed reference here. So, YSM multiple X has got it. They're too classy, John. You're going low class. The people who didn't say anything are the people running high class. Is that an expression that's still used? And this came up a while ago. We were talking about it in Japanese. When an expert makes a mistake, the Japanese, it's a proverb, is it a kotowaza? Saru mo ki kara ochiru. A monkey will even a monkey will sometimes fall from a tree. And in English, I don't think there's a modern proverb for this. We have the old one, even Homer nods. But I tell you, my daughters would never get this. I don't think it's part of a contemporary language. Is there a modern English proverb or saying that will cover this idea, that even an expert will make a mistake sometimes? Is there a modern one? Even a broken clock's right twice a day. No. That's nothing to do with it. We're talking about no matter how good you are, no matter how careful you do something, it's still going to sometimes screw up. Like we said before. Murphy's Law might be something similar to it. I don't know. What can go wrong will go wrong. It's a bit different also. I don't think broken clock is the same concept. But monkeys falling out of trees, has that become part of English now? Or did the Japanese get it from English? It happens to the best of us. That's an idea. Is that the same idea? It happens to even the best of us. I think that's a little bit more passive. It's not that I've made the mistake, it's that shit happens, I think. the nuance there. It happens to the best of us. Yeah, maybe I could have, if I screwed up and said, shit, and whatever, it happens to the best of us. Maybe it's overlapping there. Maybe. Even the best of us have off days. To err is human. Okay. I was going too quickly. I can't. Okay, so we do. We're not short of ways to express that concept. I myself will never have a need for it. A similar overlapping thing here in Japanese is we have our registration marks here called kento. And this is a word that's not used in normal Japanese. We have kento is made up, kento meaning the marks, is made up of two parts. The kagi, key, the corner, and the hikitsuke, the mark against which we pull. Now these are not words that are used in normal Japanese. But at some point in the fairly distant past, our language, printmaker's language, did escape into the wild. And now a normal Japanese person, someone who knows nothing at all about printmaking, will sometimes use an expression like kento machigai. Nani, Ayumi-san? Mokuhankan kanke nai hito. Kento machigai. Toka. Nanti imasu ka?
Kento chigai to ka.
Kento chigai. Mokuhankan no kanke ga aru to shiranai desho?
そうだね。
見当違い。
私も知らないで全然
そう。じゃあいつ使いますか？
見当違いって
例えば。
だからなんか考えてるの見当違いって間違ってる。
So she's trying to think of an example, but there are kento chigai. From us, it doesn't match. It's misregistered. The thing didn't go in the corner. But normal Japanese people use this. And when we had the print parties here, a lot of times we'd find we're doing it. すり体験の間に人がやってますから、そうか! So they would then realize, because we're talking about in the kento, we're speaking Japanese in the print party for Japanese people, get it in the kento, don't make a mistake. And they have this insight. All of a sudden, the word they've been using all their lives, kento chigai, comes from woodblock printmaking. So, to make a good impression in English, maybe, I guess. I don't know. So maybe. I'm not sure I would 100% sign on with that. Does to make a good impression really come from printmaking or printing Gutenberg's time? I don't know, maybe. Okay, that's another 15. That's 15, 30, that's 45. We have 15 sheets left. How's our time? Nanda! It's 9:25. Nobody's done their job reminding me about S&T. Look at this. I'm not the only one who forgot. Okay, wait a minute now. With 9:25, I think... Okay, there. No, there's no way in 5 minutes. There's 3 prints. No. Okay, let's do this, and please, not to sort of disappoint people, but the 3 prints I've got for show and tell today, there's no way I can just bum. Let me save it for the next one. Let me save it, please. Let me just print now then for the next few minutes and wrap it up this way. I apologize. Too busy actually working, and not just me who forgot. So okay. So let's keep printing. I'll do the the 3 prints we've got need a bit more careful presentation. So rather than just flip through, look at this, goodbye, that's not fair. So let's print here till the end of our time. But there is a pool story. The signage in the pool has changed again. This morning in the pool, the signage has changed. I'm not sure those of you have an update. We had the problem, the pool attendants were reluctant to open the pool to pull off the black sheet. They had been instructed to take it off at 7:45, and anytime we asked them to take it off earlier, it resulted in trouble for the attendants. This has been going on back and forth for a long time. In order not to make trouble for the attendants, I myself acted as the customer guinea pig, went to the boss or went to the front counter of the pool and asked if the opening time could be changed to something slightly earlier so that those of us in the 7 o'clock crew could actually enjoy the bath. Things went up and things went down, and I reported to you last week that the black cover of the pool has been removed and is no longer in existence. We don't see it anymore. But in its place, there's a sign that said, please wait before entering the pool until the attendants have finished their cleaning. Now that would be sort of easy to understand if they were actually cleaning the pool itself, the bath itself. We're not talking about the swimming pool, I'm sorry. We're talking about the bath in the changing room. But when we go into the changing room, the attendants are doing like they're brushing the sauna, they're sweeping the floor, they're wiping windows. They're not actually doing anything with the bath itself. So how do we know when the attendants are finished? So for the past couple of weeks, me and the other early pool goers have been helping ourselves to the baths. Even though the attendants are still in the room cleaning up in general, and the sign says, please do not enter the bath until the attendant's cleaning is finished, we have felt it was okay to enter the bath. The sign this morning has changed. It says, new times. Sauna, 10 o'clock. Bath, 8:15. Long after I'm out of the building, long after we're already streaming, the sign now says, times. Sauna from 10 o'clock. Pool from 8:15. And next to it is the sign that says, please do not enter the bath until the attendants have finished their cleaning. Today I go in there, as I told you, I finished early because I was tired. I was ready for getting out of there to do this stream, so I did only 750 meters. It's about 7:25 or 7:26. Dave stumbles out of the pool into the change room. Quick shower, strip off my shorts, turn towards the bath, and I see this sign. It's now 7:29 or 7:30. I've got to get here 8 o'clock to start, and I see the sign that says, pool times 8:15. And then the guys are sweeping the floor over there and it says don't enter the bath. So I'm like, this, I get in the water. I sit there relaxing, water's perfect, nobody says anything. I'm the only customer in the building at this point. The attendants, they're not there. They don't care about this. A minute later, another guy comes in, sees this, sees the sign, looks at me, and I just go, he goes, and in the water he gets. So it looks like this is what they've done. They know we are going to do this. They have left it open. There's no black cover anymore. The two attendants who were cleaning didn't look in our direction, didn't say anything. We quietly got in the water. But it is now very clear that by doing so, getting in the water, it's now clear that we are the ones who are breaking the rules. And if we then went to the boss and said, hey, the bath was a little bit too cool today, nurui ne, he'd say, don't get in till 8:15. It's the ultimate passive-aggressive stuff from their point of view. They've given up fighting us. They've let us do what we want, but they've made it really, really clear that by doing so, we are the people who are misbehaving and doing something wrong. So it's sort of an everybody wins situation. It's a don't ask, don't tell situation. Obviously the boss people, they're going to keep out of that room. They're not going to come in, because if the boss came in while I'm in there, he would then have to say something. Excuse me, 8:15, come on. But by avoiding the conflict, here we go, here we go, here we go. The sequence of events is you have to shower. We change first. Then you walk down the deck. You're dry. You walk down the hallway in your swimming suit to the public area. And in the public area, we're not naked, we're swimsuits. There's a quick shower. And the rule is shower over before you get in the swimming pool. And this is public, we're in swimsuits. So me and the ladies, everybody does this. We then swim, 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 swim. You come out of the pool, and the rule now is quickly dab yourself dry before going back down the hallway. They're trying to keep the hallway from getting soaking wet all the time. I do that, some people don't care. They just jump out of the pool, and after an hour or so, the hallway is soaking wet. We now go men to men, women to women, and there's now the change rooms. Off comes the suit, there's a shower, you sit down, you get yourself wet, or you stand up under a shower, and the bath is behind you. You're now naked, there's no clothes here. So I'm sorry if it was confusing. I'm talking about pools and baths and pools and baths. I'm sorry. So I don't know. The fact that they took the trouble to put up this new sign makes me think there's still something going on. Because as of last week, it was actually okay. It said, it didn't have anything about times. It just said, the cover has been removed. Please wait until cleaning has finished before entering the bath, is what it said last week. But now, it says the same thing, plus an official time. Bath time, 8:15 start. They've put their foot down to make it clear that we are renegades. So where it's going to go from here, I don't know. I'm kind of a bit disappointed in this. I would have thought that the organization there would have been more flexible to its users. But it could be there's a backstory that I don't know. That the energy cost of firing that thing up in the morning is becoming terrible. Or there's a maintenance issue that I don't understand. It could be that there's a backstory that simply we as the customers don't know. But if that were the case, then just tell us, just explain. I'm very pleased. It's come very well today, even with all the distractions and the talking. I've managed to keep this thing under control. We have nice clean impressions. The gradation has stayed at about the same height. It hasn't been mathematically at the same height all the way through, but we are certainly very, very much within acceptable parameters here. If somebody was going to take all my finished prints and measure them one by one to see how accurate these gradations are, I think I would be quite happy with the result. Especially compared with my younger era, when, as I said, I would have had to wash this brush 3 times over already. Somebody's saying it's a liability. Do they have people watching the water? The pool itself has a lifeguard, absolutely. And we would not be allowed or accepted into this pool. I'm talking about the swimming pool. There is a guard on the deck, always. And that guard is there from 7 in the morning. So the swimming section has a guard, yes. The bathtub does not. And in no Japanese situation ever would there be a guard or a watcher on the bathtub. That's neither considered necessary or anything, not at all. There's no attendant in the bathroom, the bathing room. And I could imagine a situation early in the morning, someone's in there by themselves, they slip on the floor, they fall and hurt themselves, they would sit there dying until somebody else came in. I don't think that's a problem. You know, it is a bathroom, and there's no attendant there. So I'm sorry if in my earlier explanation I mixed up the words pool and bath. I'm sorry. We're talking about opening the bathtub. Okay, what's left? 1, 2 left. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We've done it. We've done our complete run. We're a little bit late here. I'm sorry. Last chance to see your gradation. Last chance for the next 100 miles. Paste. Pigment. On she goes. And the last sheet. So what kind of establishment? The pool bath, it's a fitness center. We're talking about a sports club. Okay, here we are. Thank you very much. Okay, the schedule now. This is Monday. I'm now printing. I will be back here Thursday morning as scheduled, same time, same station, and I will be printing one of the colors on the Space Amma print. That'll be next Thursday stream and almost certainly next Saturday stream. There's a possibility somewhere along the line I may have to do some sizing, but the plan is printing. It's been fun today. That little video clip in the middle turned out okay. I was a bit worried that it was going to be shaky and not usable at all, but it turned out okay. Thank you for your patience with that. Here we go. This is Asakusa on a quiet Monday morning. There's some stains in the street. I'm not sure. Drink spilled or something? I don't know. A lot of those stains are right in front of the Korean restaurant, so that's probably fat dripping from their food and stuff. I don't know. Okay, anyway, out we go, over and out. Thanks for watching. Thanks again to the mods for helping. See you guys in a few days. Somebody sees a tooth on the street. Not really. Hi, thanks again. 3, 2, 1, out we go.